David, this place is looking super here at Gilmore. A lot of renovation.
Well, I tell you, they have done just an absolutely marvelous job with the whole place. I've never seen it look this good. The bowlers last week just annihilated the pins. We had a great time here.
Okay, now Riga Kalpas has been our king for 5 consecutive weeks. Goes after 6 today, but hey, he's got some tough competition.
Well, he surely does. And in the first match, we're going to be looking at Dan Shields. And we haven't seen too much of this man before, but he throws the ball very well, deep knee bend, gets through the shot. Reminds me a little bit of Earl Anthony.
That ain't bad company. And his competitor?
Well, Adam Rinck is, he's been known as a good grind-out bowler for a lot of years around this area. He can bowl with anybody, anytime.
Okay, now I'm going to put you on the spot, Dave. Will Riga win again this week?
Thanks, Tom. That's really great. He's got enough talent to win anytime, and he's got the hot hand right now. But he's coming up against some real good talent, and we'll just have to wait. Stay tuned.
All righty, it's time to tee it up. We'll be right back from Gilmore Lanes on the Hudepohl King of TV Bowlers.
The Greater Cincinnati BPA's Hudepohl King of Bowling. Brought to you by Hudepohl Shamelin, brewers of Cincinnati's celebrated beers. The best in the world is brewed right here.
Gilmore Lanes in Fairfield, Ohio. Talked a little bit off the top of the show about some of the renovation that's gone on here, and I'm telling you, this place looks absolutely dynamite.
The artwork on the walls just, I don't know, just gets you in the mood to want to crack some pins.
And here is our first match of the day. Looking at Dan Shields from right here in Cincinnati.
To set up the match, Tommy, we're on lanes 11 and 12 here at Gilmore, and the pair plays very, very similar. Talked to the players before the match, and both players are going to be playing the lanes identical, at least for now. Dan Shields went high on the first shot, as you saw, leaving the 2-4-7.
Going to try to pick up the spare. How difficult is this to pick up?
When the lanes are hooking a little bit, it makes the spare a little more difficult to bring back. But when you hit it like that, no problem.
No problem whatsoever. Our owners and managers out here at Gilmore, Maurice Richmond, his wife, I would assume, is Kim Richmond, Sandy Swift, and Chris Woods. Folks have made us feel right at home here at Gilmore today.
You betcha. And it's that kind of place. Most of the BPA houses are that way, Tommy. You get in and you get to know the people, and you really want to go back.
All right, here's Adam Rinck. Frame number 1.
Going wide, leaving the 2-5. Contrast, first player goes through the nose, next player goes a little wide. Now, we've got lefty against righty, something we've seen almost every week this year so far. And it's going to play a factor today because we're bowling on a condition that yielded some very high scores last week and can do so again today. But the players have to be very cautious of each other's lines. Now, the first match is not going to come into play. Righty against righty or lefty against lefty in the next game or two.
Is there an advantage, as you see it right now, to either the southpaw or the right-hander?
No, it's equally matched as we speak right now. But, you know, the two hot hands, the two big picks, Ralph Goyette has been throwing the ball very, very well. We'll see him in our second game. And what's the guy's name in the last game?
Yeah, what's his name?
Riga Kalpas. He has been just absolutely phenomenal.
Boy, no kid. Okay, frame number 2 for Adam Rinck, and down they go. Got a little help, it looked like.
You bet. He went wide on the first shot, and he went wide on that shot also, scattering the pins. We call it the mixing strike. Not too shabby.
Hey, not shabby when you're trying to find your line and you get a little help. Put 10 down, I think you'll take it. We got qualifying going on, by the way, today out at Eastgate, and you can call the folks out there at Eastgate Lanes to make a reservation.
Down in your neck of the woods.
You better believe it. Oh, you talk about some help.
Let's look at the release and see what kind of release we got. He gets the ball down early. He's unique in that respect. Gets the ball rolling very, very soon. Look at that follow through, just like a la Earl Anthony. The head pin's going to be hit very lightly. There you're going to see it go to the right of your screen. Okay, the ball deflects to the left. Here comes the head pin. Off the wall, whirly birds, and takes out the 3 and the 9, the last 2 down.
Like
Great
a little
break.
kiss on the cheek.
Ooh, like that kind of talk.
Yes, sir. Dan Shields will try to follow suit with a strike of his own on lane number 11, and he's not going to get that kind of help.
Well, it's an identical shot. Not getting the great break that time, though, Tommy. The last 2 pins we alluded to in the replay, the 2-8. are the 2 pins that this man's going to have to shoot at right there. Well, there we go. That's a little shot of the equipment the players have to come in the house with. I think everybody came in the door today with about 4 bowling balls.
Yeah, a black hammer. Trying to pick up that spare. Oh,
yeah.
my.
Yeah,
you called that right from the release.
If you don't start that shot out more to the left in his case and hook it in, or play it a lot harder and firmer and more direct, Tommy, you're going to have problems with that spare.
Well, Adam Rinck already taking an early advantage. Adam is a butcher out at Allen's Market. Well, here kind of close to home in Hamilton. And he's looking to follow suit with it. Are they having you talked about the line a little bit. It looks like both are having a little bit of problem at this point.
Exactly. Let's take a look at it here. He's playing with his release a little bit. It's nice and well schooled. And like I said, he's a grind-out shooter. There he makes what seems to be a good shot. But you see his thumb, it's pointed more down toward the floor. Now this ball's going to deflect. Look at it jump to the right. Misses the 5 pin altogether. The head pin goes to the left. The 4 or 5, it's not an easy one, Tommy. You have to fit the ball up in between the 4 and the 5. And I'll tell you what. Look at this.
Now I guess that you can't do it any better than that.
No, you can't. We told a grind-out shooter's a guy that can make great shots. Here is a great shot. There's less than 2 inches on either side of that ball for the guy to make the spare. Now the 4 or 5, look at that. You could not do it any better than that. Well, there you see the score. 40-39, but the big open last frame is going to play havoc. Look out.
Wow. Out. Not even close.
No.
Now, let me ask you this. It looked like when he got the strike back in the second, obviously he got some help with a little pin action there, but he really hasn't seemed to find anywhere close to the line since that second frame.
Exactly. The 3-9-10 is evident of that, Tommy, and even in the warm-ups, the players weren't really finding a consistently comfortable shot. You know, they'd make some great shots and they'd strike. Almost a great shot there, just missed it. But in the warm-ups, you can see both of these players were doing a lot of different things. And when showtime comes, you've got to know what ball you want to play with, and you've got to know what line you want to throw.
Now, Adam Rinck has been with us on the telecast before, but it was back in 1981. We were at Coleraine at that time. As far as this man, Dan Shields, is concerned, he has never been on our telecast. So the factor of nervousness to play in just a bit. But no nervousness right there. He found the line right now.
1-2 pocket, Smitherhead. Let's take a look at it. He's been working pretty hard trying to figure these lanes out. All right. Well, let's see how happy he gets about it. We'll shrink him down there to about your size, Tommy. Watch this ball. 1-2 pocket annihilated. Does he like it? Look at, he holds that follow through all the way through. Yeah.
See what the folks at home don't realize is in our opening, I'm up on that little stool there a bit, just so I look a little tall. Back-to-back hammers from Dan Shields, and he's right back in this one after leaving an open frame back in the third.
Not like I'm a giant either. We're both little guys, and so is this guy. Danny throws a great shot. Look at this ball. Absolutely perfect. 6th board, 1-2 pocket, no deflection. Look at it. Take out the 5, and that's the 8 pin as it goes off the deck. Perfect.
Told you a little bit about, sorry to interrupt there, David.
Right.
I told you a little bit about, well, he comes right back, does Adam Rinck with a strike. Mentioning our qualifying going on out at Eastgate. Yesterday, our top 2 qualifiers, Ron Pollard with a 761 and Lenny Gray with a 745.
2 players that we haven't heard a lot of in the recent past, Tommy. Ron Pollard, he came up to me after he finished bowling the total, and he says, he showed me a new ball he had bought, and it was fantastic to see him excited about the game again. And if you're having a little trouble in your game and you're having a little trouble getting excited, go ahead and invest in a new piece of equipment. I don't know if that's a new piece of equipment or not for Adam, but he is throwing the life out of that ball right now.
Well, both of these guys, as evidenced by the last 2 balls each have thrown, have found that line, and I would imagine we're going to see a lot more of those the rest of the match.
Well, like we said, 2, let's say, less experienced players. First game, nerves are going to play a factor. But now we're competitors. And both of these guys are obviously competitors.
Without question. seen the last 5 balls in a row, 10 in the pit.
Absolutely fantastic. We're going to get, look at this deep knee bend. Great position. Holds the position all the way through. Now here comes the ball, the freight train, the 1-2 pocket annihilator. Just nips the 5 pin. A whirly bird there towards the right. There you see a triple against the double. A 12-pin deficit at this point. But boy, I tell you, we've got a match here.
And Shields looking for another. And now, Dave, there's a situation where obviously both players could not find the line early in the match. Shields looked like he had found it with back-to-back strikes, but then stepped up there and again not close.
Well, keep in mind, Tommy, a lot of times in this game, speed is probably the most critical thing, especially on short oil. You know, this year we've talked about it several times, but on short oil, speed is probably the most governing factor of whether you make a good shot or a bad shot.
Looking for the spare, and again he picks it up. You said it, David, we've got a match.
Yeah, Dan Shields is, he's showing me a lot today. He's showing a lot of lane savvy, making some good moves, bringing back his spares. I like his game.
Of these two players, Adam Rinck, right there you're looking at Dan Shields. He's never rolled a 300. On the other side, Adam Rinck has had a pair. Dead on the money. 10 more in the pit.
Well, Adam is going to throw this ball just about as flush as you possibly can. Take a look at it here, Tommy. The 1-3 pocket is going to be filled up. Matter of fact, we're going to hit more of the head pin than anything else, but look at this ball. Now watch it. Jump to the right a little bit. Catch the 3 pin. Now come back to the left. The 5 taken out. That's the way you do it. That's the perfect 10 in the pit strike.
Is that what you were talking about? He had a little more velocity on his ball than Dan Shields would.
Exactly. You're going to hold the line a little better, and here you go again.
Yeah, exactly. Boy, this guy has got it cranked up in a hurry after early problems.
Well, the crowd's cheering him on, and we can watch it here on the replay, Tom. Split screen shows that he looked a little awkward at the line, but he liked it as going down the lane. Yes! Pulled the string on it.
So this man has got his hands full the way Adam Rinck is going. Dan Shields looking for the 10 in the zone, and down they go. He's not going to roll over and play dead.
Absolutely not. These players are competitors. We've alluded to it time and time again. Maybe a little less experience, but the score is going to show us that it is a 10-pin match. Both players with 126 in the 6th frame. However, there's a double advantage. Add 10 for that, just hypothetically. 10-pin match. 9th frame. Critical frame as always.
Well, you talked about you've got it. This is your building frame going into the 10th. And being 10 down, there's nothing more that Dan Shields would like. To cut that deficit down. He's on the money.
Oh, Tommy, this is great. The last pin we're going to see go down on this replay is going to be the 8 pin. The ball is just going to take it out. Dan Shields throws an absolutely fantastic shot. Critical situation. Now watch the ball and watch the 8 pin. Right? Or the 9. There you go, the 8 pin. Last one to go down. Perfect. Building frame. We've got the match set up for a barn burner.
Adam Rinck will try to answer. The pressure was on Shields. He came through.
It's wide. He got a break, Tommy. I'm telling you, it was so wide that he could have left the 2-4-5 with the 8 kicker, which would be a lot more difficult than a simple 1-pin spare, the 2-pin.
Well, we talk about week after week how important spare shooting is. And you can never take, I mean, how many times have we seen 1-pin standing, a player not step up there with concentration and miss it?
Yep. You just cannot let it happen, and especially now. The frame, or the game has taken a momentum swing. Now what we've seen is Dan Shields come back with a double, 8th and 9th frame. The advantage was with Adam before, a 10-pin advantage. He had the double working. He loses it now. It's an even match from this ball on. Well, it's a jump ball, Tommy.
Well, going back to the fact that this man right here, Adam Rinck, has been on our telecast before. It's been 6 years running now. Dan Shields has never been on. So we'll see who comes through. Oh. He was way offline.
Yeah, we show you all the great shots, and we're going to show you one of the bad ones. Adam is going to throw a shot, and his competitor is going to watch it cross over, breaking up the split, actually getting a break and almost carrying the strike right there from behind.
In that case, we saw the opponent watch. In other weeks, we've seen an opponent not watch. What did you used to do?
Well, it really doesn't make a lot of difference. It's whatever your psychic lets you take in and not change your game, Tommy. That's the key. I always like to watch because if my opponent's fired up, I want to drain some of that emotion. I want to pull it into me. But our player, Riga Kalfas, primary example of a lot of what the better bowlers have done down through the years. They don't watch. They want to stay within themselves. It's a psych. It's a psych game.
All righty. Adam Rinck, you said the next frame is going to be the difference.
Yep.
And it's one that Adam Rinck would like to have back.
Dan Shields really, really put the pressure on with the bone crusher in the ninth.
What's he have to do here now to wrap it up?
Well, if he strikes on this first ball, the party's over. Adam Rinck finishes out with a 2-12 match. At this point, if Dan Shields were to get the first one, he would lock himself into a higher 2-team or 220.
He will try to seal it. He's got it going right now. Oh, now, what type of scenario does this set?
The worst.
For Dan Shields.
The worst for Dan Shields. He has to bring this spare back. I mean, no question about it. No decisions to make here. You have to go for it. That would give him 193 in the ninth. He would then have to get a strike to win by a pin.
What do you think's going through Adam Rink's mind right now?
This decision's pretty easy. You really have to go for it. It's all or nothing. The party's over if you don't bring this back.
Not going to get it. So that means that Adam Rinck III will move on in our second game, and we'll be back on the Hudepohl King of TV Bowling in just a moment.